we're filming a television show called Hired to Hunt.
Love it.
How cool is that?
That's cool.
So if you're okay with being potentially on it, you have to sign this talent release form. And no, I'm not calling your agent. And no, you're not that talented. It's a term we use. Okay?
How much money do we get?
It's a term of endearment. That's why you sign this, so we don't give you any money. We absolutely rocked it this morning. Brad's coming in with 250 snows and I think a little Canada, and he's out there still chipping away at ducks. So it may be a while before he rolls in. Jason had a great morning, shot a limit of ducks for 5 guys, and he's bringing in 40 or 50 snows too. So the energy and the excitement here is gonna be wow. We take people hunting, basically. So we cruise the countryside, we look for ducks and geese, we get stressed out, we find them, we establish a pattern, we get permission, we take these guys hunting. That's the crux of what we do every day.
Thanks for that, Hunt.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Man.
No problem. That was amazing.
That was amazing. Great, great hunt you guys laid on.
Of course, you're dealing with wild animals that do what they want when they want, you know, and they have this urge to migrate and move. You said you wanted one. Ask and you shall receive. Huh?
Yeah, that's true. The best.
Is that we're sitting out yesterday afternoon or what? Huh?
Yeah. Been hunting for 50 years. It's the best hunt I've ever been on.
Nice.
Truly.
Thanks, man.
It's true.
Thanks. Brad?
Brad's the man.
Good job, man.
Awesome. Brad's the
job,
man.
No, Dusty put us on.
Yeah, Justin spotted it. That's why you brought the 1 ton.
I said that's 1,200 pounds. I can feel it coming down the river.
Oh, I bet.
Brad did the bomb, called the birds just right. He was saying 10 to 12 birds were falling out of every flock.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
We just were spanking them.
And, you know, like these guys don't see that, right? They're out front. I'm like, we better check. They're like, well, we're probably at about 140. I'm like, we're over 200. I know that.
Wow.
We were at 230. 230.
Wow.
Hour and 45 minutes.
And we should get one with just Brad by himself.
The guides and I have become a family. I mean, they come here because they love to do it. We live here together, some of us for 63 days. Like little Brad, he rolls in for 2 weeks. He's gone for almost a month, and then he shows up for the last 2.5 weeks.
Sailor.
Yeah.
They add up quick.
Now there's a 250 club. No one's gonna touch you now, man. Mel is here for pretty much the whole duration, give or take a few days.
What an awesome hunt. The guys are just cleaning up now. When we got here this morning, it was pretty cold. The pond was froze, which helped us because it didn't allow the ducks to puddle. I flagged the other pond that's just in front of us. We set up a goose spread. The geese were a little late in coming. We got, 9 or 10 right off the get-go. We had a lull on ducks, big lull. Talked to Claudio a couple of times. He was having the same trouble. He's seen this before where everything's froze up. You got to just wait for the birds to feel the temperatures where they'll get off their roost so it doesn't freeze behind them. But we hung in. We ended up with around 50 geese, limited ducks. Couldn't be better. These guys are real shooters, though. They don't miss a whole bunch, and it was an awesome hunt.
Did you believe Mel was nervous?
The whole morning.
Yeah. They came late.
You said with that ice, they were.
When did those ducks started coming late, right?
Not so late.
10:30?
A little slow on the start.
Oh yeah.
It made up.
Ours too, real slow. We had a few try getting it right first, and then there's a lull, like an hour and a bit. Just we'd get 1 or 2, and then Well, we've seen that before. When it's cold like that, they want to stay on that whatever water they have open, you know, and hang out. Well, you saw it last year when you guys were here in the cold, remember? Yeah. Dustin, he's our new guide. He's guided with another outfitter, has lots of experience. He's fitting right in. I mean, we call him the kid. He's 24. He's part of the family already. Well, we're gonna put all these Bigfoots up here right around the blinds just to kind of help hide the height and give a nice big head so the birds will follow it right into there. Kill him! Not all the honkers showed up. We killed what we could. We got all our ducks. Jeff is here for 6 weeks.
Hopefully everything that could go wrong has, and if that's all it was, we'll be golden here in about 20 minutes. Kill him. We ended up with 40 geese, 40 big honkers, and 20 ducks, which is a pretty fair shoot if you ask me.
Jason's here for, you know, pretty much the 9 weeks off and on with a few day stints off.
We had 4 hours of constant birds coming in. The guys each had 4 boxes of shells, 100 rounds, and we shot them all. So what is that, 500 rounds? Awesome hunt.
Okay, go, kill that one.
Oh, does it ever end? Ryan rolls in for just about a month and he's gone. Dan rolls in. Yes.
Be a good time.
Will be.
We'll behave
We'll be tightening up.
Don. We behave ourselves on occasion.
You will.
Yeah. I like this, the Benelli man.
Barb is this amazing lady that just loves to work. And, you know, she keeps the lodge spotless, works hard, and does the bird processing. And on any given day, she can lick it up pretty quick. Well, these guys roll in with 200 and some snow geese.
You said not too many.
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Which is a lot of work. Oh, God bless her. What a job. She's this tiny little thing, but she's like a draft horse. She just puts her head down and plows through it.
Once I start, I do quit.
It's amazing, and she does it with a smile. That's a low five. Barb, a high five. Up here, up here. Oh, you're good. Okay, I'll bring the buggy.
Okay.
You know, she's got this really neat expression. She'll go, holy moly, right? Or she'll go, my.
Holy moly.
Barb, what do you think of that?
My.
My.
I'm calling in sick tomorrow.
No,
Yes.
you can't call in sick.
I am. Holy.
Oh, I feel bad for you, Barb. But Barb, it's not our fault. We're kind of good at this now.
Man.
Oh, and it's like she's shocked, and it's priceless and beautiful all at the same time. She's got this, it's like, wow, you guys did so good. It's like, oh, I've got all this work to do now, but it's okay because I have to do all this work, and it's funny. So yeah, there's not a lot of staff turnover, so we become this very tightly knit family that trust each other when we're out there because we're such a team, and we do what's best for the team all the time.
Huh?
We'll get you caught.
No.
Caught in a sleep bag. You can hang out.
Oh, that reminds me, I'm going to phone Big Brad tonight and tell him that the top bunk's his.
Yeah.
I'm saving it for him.
Have you talked to him? He's coming Sunday, right?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him. I'm gonna let
Big
him know.
Brad's coming on.
I know.
Barb will
my
have
bread.
the top bunk ready
My
for
Brad.
you.
Now you have two My Brads.
My bread.
Big
Yeah.
Brad and Little Bread. Big Bread and Little Bread.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's great. You know, you socialize with each other.
He just remembers this stuff here because it's imprinted in the back of his
Area 50,
nog.
Area 51.
Yeah, you betcha.
Area 51. You go through thick and thin with each other. Great day for four-wheel drive to break down. to be part of the team, you have to eat, sleep, and breathe bird hunting. You have to understand birds.
We've got the blinds set up upwind, and then what I like to do is I like to do kind of a half moon shape, fairly wide, thick up top, and then we get real little family bunches in the middle. We're going to make a landing zone right in front of the blinds here, about 15, 20 yards, and then it gets thinner and thinner and thinner. What snow geese like to do is jump ahead of everybody to try to get the feed, the fresh feed. So that's what we're going to imitate. We're setting about 500 of them, flyers, some early birds. Here's birds coming, so I got to go.
And you have to understand what it means to have to put a hunt together. And, you know, I tell the guys, I mean, you have to come back with a hunt. I mean, if ducks or geese are touching the ground or the water somewhere, it's our responsibility to put our hunters underneath there. And it's not always easy. But it's that sense of urgency that's critical. And if you come back and you go, I didn't find anything, you might not be around next year. You know, no one teaches you how to do this stuff at this level, because when you're pushing the envelope all the time, when you're developing new techniques, you have to be the leaders in innovation when it comes to, you know, hunting. Big day today. I know records are meant to be broken, but Brad just cracked the 200 bird mark on a hunt, and I don't know, we got just under 400 birds today, so big day. You know, we had the biggest week in our history, coupled by some of the biggest hunts in our history, and the biggest days, and the biggest mornings, and the biggest evenings. 10 birds. Look at the big day all around for Camp Records. So good, and these guys had a tough one this morning, man. They killed 2 geese and 1 duck, and God smiled on them tonight, and you'll be back. That was good, huh? I do take the camouflage seriously. I mean, you know, and I tell the hunters a lot of times, you know, they go, well, what should we wear for camo? And because our blinds conceal them most of the time, unless we're hunting a cattail rim slough where you're sitting on a bucket exposed, you know, yeah, the guys could wear a purple suit, you know, because we're covering them up.
Unbelievable. Never seen. I've been waterfowling for 61 years. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Hey, you know what it was? It was like a layered wedding cake.
A layered wedding cake, nice. Dude, that's the layered wedding cake right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Harris, you are a beauty. You are a beauty.
Yeah,
you know, I get guys once in a while, they go, Claudio, what do we got to wear for camo? And I go, we're going to cover you up. You can wear a purple suit. Yeah. But I mean, the scarf was over the top. Good job.
Unbelievable.
Look at you smiling. Yeah, hey, good.
Good wind, high hill, nice sloping runway to the northwest.
Crushed them.
Southeast wind.
All I get was a text from Brad. We're crushing them. And I went, yes.
Plus, we only had 5 shooters. My brother only
5
shooters.
shooters. Yeah, I only had one good video of the whole thing.
Who didn't shoot?
Done.
What?
Yeah, we had only
He
5
didn't
guns.
shoot.
We had
Without his
one guy
scope,
video the
he
whole
doesn't
thing.
shoot. So
One
we
guy
just
video
shot
the whole
5
thing.
guns. I know, but that's his thing.
That's cool.
So that was by 5, not 6.
That's cool.
You know how to add.
Hey,
200 was enough.
200 was enough.
200 is enough.
200's a big number. That's a big number.
201.
In this case, I really wanted to show the hunters what it looked like. You know, I could have just drove in there. They all would have, you know, taken off. We'd have set up. But for them to experience the energy, it's really cool. Because, you know, I knew the ducks were there. They're going, well, how many ducks are in there? There's nothing flying in and out. They have no clue, right? And then all of a sudden I just go, follow me. We creep over the edge, and then, you know, you hear these grown men giggling like schoolgirls, right? Going, oh my God, look at all those ducks. Are we hunting there? And we're going, yeah, like this is our hunt, right? And they can't fathom what 3,000 ducks sitting on a pond jabbering and chattering and quacking and just being ducks look like, because they've never experienced it. As guides, we sit back at a distance all the time. And, you know, we never go in close to disturb the program. And when you do get that opportunity to go in and to set up an afternoon hunt, it's cool, you know, especially when you can do it with clients there who don't get to see that. So there's a pothole right over the hill here. This morning there's 3,000 or 4,000 mallards in it. Okay, now the amazing thing is these guys shot 159 snows this morning and a bunch of ducks. We have 23 ducks to kill for these guys. We're gonna shoot for all drakes, and what we're gonna do now is just go kick them out real quick, and then we're gonna set up the hunt and catch the birds coming back. So we're a little bit later than I'd like to be here for this time of year, but it'll still work and we'll get it done. So let's go kick them out. It's part of the thrill, and I just love doing that. I love going in there, setting up that afternoon hunt, kicking out those ducks, because you know some are coming back, you know. That's disappearing right there. As a guide, it's our responsibility to make sure that those ducks are, decoying. And we like it when they're doing the backstroke. You know, they're in a stall 15 yards right out in front of the hunters, because it gives them time to get out of their blinds, mount the gun, and, you know, execute the shot. When I set this up, it's important to set the decoys up properly so the ducks can approach, okay? And obviously we want the wind at our backs. What I do is I put a pot on the left, pot on the right, a big lane in the middle, and the main body right out in front of us. And it just gives those ducks a hole to land in, no different than when we do our goose hunting. You know, you got to give them a hole, and the safest place for a duck to be is in the middle of a bunch of other ducks. And that U is just their happy place. And then they end up decoying perfectly. So it's just how they react to the approach path and the wind when they're on that short final. And they do it. Pretty cool. The energy on a day like that is awesome. I mean, you're on this constant high, and everybody is, whether you're spotting or you're guiding. I mean, if you're guiding, you're under birds, you're stacking them up, you're saying, take them, reload, go, go, go. I mean, it's just nonstop on a hunt that big. Okay, go, 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 go. Those are much better. When you're spotting, you're sitting there watching a hunt that you're going, oh my God, I'm going to hunt that. That's one of the best hunts I've ever seen in my life, and I get to take these hunters in on it, you know. So whether you're spotting or hunting, you're on this constant high, and you're way up here, and you know everybody's happy, the guides are happy, the clients are happy. It's, you know, I've said this before, but it really was the happiest place on earth for those 3 days, you know. And what's really neat is it's hard to stay on that high all day. And when, you know, the lights kind of go dim and the sun's down and you have your hunts buttoned up, and, you know, whether you're driving back to the lodge from a hunt or you're driving back from a spotting mission knowing you're hunting the next day and you have a pin in the ground, you get this overwhelming feeling of tiredness. And it's just weird because it's just like you can't handle the adrenaline, and we're tired to begin with, but it hits you like a brick wall, and you go from this way up here to just boom. And guess what? Got to try to do it all over again tomorrow. It doesn't end. Reset. It's not like the big game stuff. Like you've guided big game too, and me. Yeah. And it's like, you know, the big game stuff. The minute you kill, pressure's off, right? Like Tuesday morning, you got 4 hunters that are done. You got a couple guys to worry about. It's different. It doesn't stop here. No. And I mean, they're happy. They had a great day, but you know what? They don't have a great day tomorrow.
We need 4 hunts for tomorrow, just the same.
And then you get back to the lodge, and then the hunters come in with a bunch of birds, and boom, you're right back on this high, you know. And the energy's amazing. You heard the news. The other guys, your other group shot 141 snow geese, plus 159 from this morning, plus 80 ducks. That's 380, and 9 geese, 389.
Beat the record.
Big day, and they're on their way in. So we're gonna get
only the first day.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a new camp record again. The energy's amazing, but it's funny how, and I've talked to the other guys about it, you end up with this mini crash where you're driving back those 15-20 minutes in the dark and you're alone, and it's bizarre. Like I said, after 21 years of doing this, it was the perfect storm of amazingness. there's no basking in the glory. I mean, you know, I know Mel just came home, grabbed a bite to eat, kicked the stuff out of his truck, hopped right back in, filled up a coffee. All right, well, roll that truck up. I'll get these guys out for pictures, and then it's chili for lunch.
Awesome. I love that chili.
He's gone spotting again. We can't rest on our laurels here. I mean, you know, we come off a big hunt, and for example, we had a group shoot. I don't remember the number now. It was a big hunt. Jason shot a bunch of snows, or maybe it was Dustin. I can't remember it. A bunch of ducks, and you know, the first thing the guys said when they walked into the door, so what are we doing this afternoon? You know, and it's like, we're taking you hunting. So, you know, it comes and goes very quickly. You know, we hunt a lot. We hunt every day, and yeah, we have enough time for a high five. All right, let's move on. You know, it's not like winning the Stanley Cup. It's like winning a bunch of little Stanley Cups, you know, all the time. And it's like, well, let's just go win another one.
Holy man, you guys, did you get a mess of birds? Wow. Holy. Holy, holy, holy. That is unbelievable for a morning hunt.
That's where the pressure comes from. It's having to do that all the time and not resting on, you know, what you did yesterday, because it's only what tomorrow afternoon counts and what the next morning does. And yeah, long day. Good news, huh?